everybody, welcome back to my channel. For those of you new here, I am Nicole from my Pandora Charmed Life. Today's video is going to be a 2-for-1. It is going to feature my September favorites, but it is also going to include my next giveaway. For those of you who've been following along, I am building a YouTube's Goals bracelet where every 500 subscribers, I'm going to Instagram and asking my Instagram friends to vote on which charm should be my next charm to go on this bracelet. So I just finished my first giveaway and it was a huge success. So congratulations to, it's either Jenna or Gina. The spelling is one I've never seen, but she is my winner and that got shipped off yesterday, and I'm happy to announce it was an international winner. So congratulations, Jenna or Gina. Thank you so much for watching, and check your email because I'm going to ask you a few questions because I want to know more about you, of who I share this charm with, so look out for that email. So anyway, because that was so fun and such a success, I am running my next giveaway that is going to feature the charm that won. It is the All Around the World charm. I selected this one because it reminds me of all of my YouTube friends and Instagram friends that are literally all around the world. So I grabbed two. From what I understand, this might not be available for long. I can't even find it on Pandora's website anymore, but luckily my store had it. Look at the details below. It's going to be very similar to my last giveaway. Leave a comment, since this is my September favorites. Leave a comment about what is your favorite of all of my September favorites. So let's jump right in. I have a list because September was so fun and there were so many things that were my favorites. I had to keep track and wanted to make sure I didn't leave anything out. And we will start with my favorite Pandora. So starting with my favorite bracelet was my black bracelet. It's black, gray, silver, CZ, but this was a bracelet that I kind of took out of storage. I hadn't been wearing it because black just doesn't really go with like the summer months, but I was happy to bring this out, and it was my favorite bracelet that I wore in September. I think my favorite charm on here will always be like the little camel charm because he's so cute and so detailed. It also features a lot of really old charms and there's some new ones. So it's like old meets new, and I just love combining those two looks together. To complement my favorite bracelet, we'll move on to my favorite bangle, and it's again a mesh bangle. You guys know how I'm feeling about these meshes. This one is kind of a work-inspired bracelet, and it does include some of the gifts I got from my birthday. I'm not saying what my favorite birthday gift was because I loved them all, but my favorite bangle does happen to include some of those gifts. It has the princess charm, the lady boss charm, and then the evil magic charm. And this one looked really beautiful stacked with my Black Moments bracelet. Moving on to my favorite Pandora ring is the Nature Serenity ring. This ring is like an all-time favorite, but I did wear it a ton throughout the month of September. I actually wear it a ton all the time, but this was probably my favorite of what I was wearing. It complements my black bracelet well too, especially with the moonstone in the Nature Serenity ring. My favorite necklace that I wore is again a locket, and this, so anytime I wear my locket, I usually am changing out the petite charms in it, but I just loved how this one looked this month. It has a heart, one of the cherry blossom flowers, and then the little girl charm, and this one is what I wore pretty much most of the month of September, and I didn't change out the petites. It stayed like this, and I just loved this look. I thought it was soft, and it has the little girl, which obviously reminds me of my princess, and the heart because I love her. Let's talk about my favorite Pandora purchase. I had a lot of purchases in September. A lot of it were with gift cards, so I'm not going to include those, but I will include one of the charms that I got in the most recent sale, and that is going to be the Snow White's apple and heart dangle. I just absolutely love the heart box part of this dangle, and it is by far my favorite Pandora purchase that I picked throughout the month of September. The bracelet that this is on actually almost made it to my favorite bangle, but I just recently put it together, so I couldn't say it was my favorite bangle. So let's see what happens in October. It just might make its way to favorite bangle for October. All right, we'll go ahead and stay in the jewelry category, and we'll talk about my other favorite bangle. So my work one that has the evil magic, that's my favorite Pandora bangle. My other favorite bangle is one that I put together with my troll beads. I finally got my twisted bangle, and I had envisioned putting a lot of my darker Muranos on this. I thought maybe my Onyx Murano, my Wishful Sky, and then the new one, the People's Bead, the Northern Lights. But I actually didn't like how the dark beads were against the twisted bangle. So I was like, let me play around and put on some of my brighter colored glass beads from Troll Beads, and I think this bangle looks so stunning. I think it's very cutely paired with Mrs. Pac-Man and the star charm that came with my Wishful Sky set, and then along with the charm that came, or the bead that came with the Vine of Dreams. And then this Temptation Murano really reminds me of peacock feathers, and I really love peacocks. They're one of my favorite animals, and their peacock feathers are just gorgeous. So this is my favorite bangle of the month. My favorite non-Pandora purchases is going to be a cheat. I have two, and which one do I do first? Okay, we are going to do my shoes first, and this is like 1000% inspired by Emily at Fashion Storyteller. She recently showed, was it in her favorites or was it in her Disney? It might have been both actually, but she featured her Cinderella Tom's shoes, and they were super cute, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to see what other princesses they put out, because maybe someday I'd want to get a pair. And they came out with Snow White, which is so cute, and I just love Snow White, and I feel like September theme was all Snow White, especially with the new Pandora collection featuring so many new Snow White charms. I had to get these Toms. So thank you, Emily, for introducing me to this. I've never even owned a pair of Toms, so these ones being my first, it's awesome. Like, I love them as a weekend shoe. During the weekday, I usually wear like a heel or a wedge, but on the weekends I don't like to do that, so I'm usually like in flip-flops, but these are perfect, especially for the fall weather. So absolutely love the Disney by Tom's Snow White shoes. I actually got Presley a pair too. They're not at our house, she left them at Grandma's, so I'll make sure that the picture that we inserted includes her little matching shoes, so we're like twins. Other favorite non-Pandora purchase is going back to Troll Beads, and it is their Northern Lights charm. I absolutely love this bead. We are going to get really good close-ups. When I did the live unboxing, the camera on my computer isn't as good as whether it's my iPhone or my Canon, so we're gonna get some really good shots of this bad boy and how he sparkles. I just love the different colors in it, and that little twinkling just reminds me of, you know, a night sky, so I think it's gonna complement the blue Wishful Night Skies pretty well. And this is by far probably my favorite Troll Beads purchase ever, but definitely one of my favorite purchases for the month of September. Now we're going to get into some of my favorite products. So I like to change my nail polish up weekly, and my favorite nail polish for the month of September is not over here. Give me 1 second. My favorite nail polish was again one from Essie, and I think this is one of the newer colors, at least it was newer at my Target, and it is called S'il vous plaît, which I think is a cool play on words. So it is a shimmery pinkish color. It's got some like purple tones in it, but it is mostly pink. If you haven't caught on yet, I love shimmery nail polish. That was my favorite nail polish for the month of September. My favorite eyeshadow. I normally don't do my favorite eyeshadow because I have used the same eyeshadow palette for the last 16, 17, I don't know, 4 years, I think. And I usually use Urban Decay's Naked 3, but I've had their Naked 2 palette sitting in my drawer for like a really long time. I think one year I used to do Sephora's points and I wanted to be like the super VIP or whatever the highest thing is. And so I remembered snatching this up, but I never really used it. Like, I hadn't used it at all. And so because I wanted to change up from my Naked 3 palette, I went backwards to back to Naked 2 and started using this one. There are quite a few colors on here that are my favorite. They also have really cute like names. So the ones I'm using are called Half Baked, Booty Call, Snake Bite, and YDK. I'll have to figure out what the YDK means. But this is my favorite nail polish palette for the month of September. It's likely going to stay my favorite palette for a while because I'm lazy when it comes to my makeup, guys. Once I figure out what I like, I just kind of keep doing the same thing. At least I do now. Before I had a kid, I was like, ooh, let's be real cool and smoky eye and do everything. But mama doesn't have time for that sometimes. One of my other favorite kind of beauty gadgets for the month of September is this little like beach waver crimper guy. He is from Bedhead and it is called Wave Artist. And this gets like really deep waves in your hair. So if you followed me for a while, you know that my hair is naturally curly, but with the recent damage that my hair has gone through, it's not curling as nice as I like it to. So I need a little bit of assistance. And this guy has been like a lifesaver. So he was super cheap. You can get him at Amazon and super worth it. And helps my morning routine like so much. So I swear by this little guy. I have final 2 favorite things. One is my favorite like activity that I did in September, and the other is my favorite discovery. So for my favorite activity, it is kind of bringing back to life my annual ritual that I do with my friends, and it's going to the local wine festival that happens. Basically what happens is you pay an admission and you get this glass. And they have all the local wineries for the state just lined up. And so you go to each booth, you tell them I want to taste your wine. They give you like just a little bit for you to be able to taste it. And then if you want to buy a glass, you can buy it for like $6 and then move on to the next booth. You can sit around and watch music. We saw a dueling piano performance, just really fun. So I got to do that with some of my friends that we've been doing that for years before I had moved away. So it was really cool to do that. And then like more exciting was my boyfriend was here for it. So it was a really good time. I'm not a big drinker, so I don't drink very often. I'm like, I'll have the occasional glass of wine with dinner, but being able to just kind of go and enjoy the atmosphere and just do some wine tasting was so fun, and I'm so glad we did it. And then for my favorite discovery is everybody at work has been talking about what they call the paleta bar, and it's like, I didn't know what it was. I was like, why is everybody so obsessed with this? But there is not a store, it's not a restaurant, it's like an ice cream shop, but it's not really ice cream. And they have like a ton of flavors. There's like fruit and water-based flavors, there's cream-based flavors, but basically you pick your popsicle, you can dip it in chocolate and dip it in a topping, whether that's nuts or sprinkles or M&Ms or Oreos, and it's just like, somebody explained it as, think of Subway. You walk in and you build your own little like popsicle treat, and it's so fun. The one that got me hooked was I got a chili watermelon, and I topped it with watermelon chunks and then more like chili powder and then some like sauce that they use. I'm not actually sure what it is, but I didn't get a good picture of it. I'll insert a picture so you can get an idea. But I took Presley like later on that week and she absolutely loved it. Her popsicle was strawberry with like chunks of strawberry in it, and then she drizzled milk chocolate on it and she loved it. So maybe that's gonna be like a new cool thing that we do to treat ourselves. That is my favorites for September. Thank you so much for hanging out with me to listen to what my favorite things were. Again, this video is going to include a giveaway. Please check the link below for all the details. I'm not gonna have it run a week like I did last time because the majority of the entries came in like the first 3 days. So details below on how long this giveaway lasts. And I'm so excited to see who's gonna be my next winner of the next like twin charm or sister charm that we're gonna have. Don't forget though, one of the rules is you will have to leave a comment. So you'll click on the link that's inserted below to get yourself entered into the drawing. But then you will have to leave a comment. So I need to verify that a comment is there. So don't forget to comment on this video. And liking is optional, but if you do like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time.